Just give some reaction to that result.
Yeah, very, very frustrating, very disappointed. It's the start into the game was horrible, absolutely horrible. It was the opposite of what we wanted to do. First 12 minutes, 2-0 down is absolutely, it's never helpful, but especially in our situation, it's absolutely not allowed to happen. Not for being passive, not for doing what we did in these moments. So we saw obviously different games today, all in one. First 12 minutes, then an okay away performance where, yeah, we created, we were there, that was absolutely okay, but then we started extremely well in the second half. That's the next, I don't know exactly, 25, 30 minutes in the second half, or the first of them, was brilliant. It was a super away game without scoring. Yeah, and then they scored the third goal from a counter attack, and the rest is then getting it over the line pretty much. Yeah, we caused that misery with the first 12 minutes. You can ask me if I can explain it. I can. It's now 10, 15 minutes after the game. Still not. It's not. That is not. Cannot happen. Cannot. Did. I know, but that's really tough to swallow.
Do you think sorry.
I was going to say, just that has been a theme throughout the season, starting so slowly. I know you said you can't explain it, but is it do you think it is a mentality thing? Does it make you look at how you prepare for games? The fact that they can then start a game so slowly when you've had a whole week on the training field?
It's very difficult to talk to you, but if I'm 100% honest, I would prefer not to do that. You know why? For all the things you wrote, so if somebody else wants to ask that question, then I answer it,
Yeah,
and if
I'll
not,
ask it
you ask it. And then can you say it again, please?
Yeah, just it looks like the team's been starting slowly all season. Well, what's the reason behind that, do you think?
Yeah, that's true. We had that subject through the in the first part of the season. Now not so much anymore, but today it was, if you want, the pinnacle of our problems, because in a game like this, it's absolutely not allowed. But you can criticize, you can judge us, you can say whatever you want, and you are probably right. I have nothing to say against that, because these 12 minutes are not allowed. Coming here with all the things we did in the last few days, and during the whole season so far, what we want, and then you arrive here and this is the outcome. That's really hard to take, I have to say. So I don't think we had other games did this with the conceding early goals, that we have that since the last season. So it was now not that much anymore. But when we didn't win games, so it's pretty likely that you lose when you lose games, that you concede the first one. But again, these 12 minutes were the worst for a while.
Jürgen, do you think obviously this was a bad day at the office. Is it more than that though, given your form since the end of
It's really difficult to summarize, if you want, because again, the team is not full of confidence. You can see that first 12 minutes were obvious, but it was about defending. It was about being compact. It was about being active. Do you need a lot of confidence for that? I'm not so sure. So put the body between yourself and between the ball and the opponent, whatever, these kind of block the ball, these kind of things, avoid the cross. That's all. We saw Stefan Bacci obviously full of confidence, so he plays football for 19, or as long as we kept him on the pitch. All the other started a bit different, but second half with low confidence level, playing this kind of game, I think nobody would have been surprised if we score here, that we score once and twice. So, and then let's have a look at the game. I know it's hypothetical 100%, but that was possible. So we caused the problems ourselves. So how can that happen? I cannot always cover things with. It was obvious. We do it in public. That's why everybody can see it.
Sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
Are you concerned at this stage?
But I get this question, unfortunately, you ask me that too often. No, not you, but in general, how can I not be concerned? I cannot sit here and think, oh no, that's all okay, we did well, but it's football. It's not. And I got now asked a question outside if it's because of last season, 63 games, blah blah blah, stuff like this. Yes, definitely. We have to say. Meanwhile, it's clear that has had influenced the first part of the season. But how long do we want to suffer of that? So how long? So it's now second part of the season. On my watch is February. We had a full week to prepare. We have another 8-9 days to prepare the next game. So, and then we are fit. That we are now there. That might have been the problem early in the season. And of course, then injuries, all of clear. But for today, this the first 12 minutes. That's not allowed. I have to say that. But we did it anyway. That's true, and that's the outcome. So then after that, you can see. This is not a 3-0 like you would say a 3-0 looks. So they say, okay, Wolves were clear better side and Liverpool had no chance. No, Wolves was a clear better side for 12 minutes, and maybe the last 10 when they were 3-0 up, and then the ball was then their friend again. But in between, we were really in the game, and especially in the second half, we put them massively under pressure against a team full of confidence now because being 2-0 up and had a momentum. So that's what we can do as well. But then we don't finish the situations off, which is not helpful, obviously. And that's why we lost 3-0.
Yeah, you said the players have lost a bit of confidence. Have you lost any confidence in them? They're still top players who've done an awful lot for you, but are you starting to lose your belief in certain members of the team or the team itself?
No, what do we mean with losing confidence? I don't think they are the best in the moment, and do I like that? No. But I still know how good they are and can be. But football is not, and life is not like this. We are not every day, and it's not because of him. So these things happen because we cannot help ourselves in this moment. And how can you get in a situation? Of course, like 7-8 players had nothing to do with the first goal. The other 7-8 players had nothing to do with the second goal. But anyway, everybody's influenced by it. So these are the situations we have to go through. I don't lose confidence in the boys or whatever. So, but I see where we have to improve, and that's what we are working on. And again, it makes this so typical of the situation. So the start is horrible, and then it's normal, and then it's great. But okay, without finishing, I get that. But playing here 0-0, like we would have played the whole game, like the 30 minutes in the second half. Would have loved to see then the result, but we at the moment it's always if. So, and I cannot hear it anymore. But it's still the situation.
Can I just check, Fabinho, was an injury? Was he not in the squad today? Or
He was ill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
one on this one.
confidence is such a fragile thing, and we've seen it before in football many times. You would have seen it. I mean, you can shout at them, you can praise them. How do you turn it around? How do you get
Not
it
in press conferences, so that doesn't help, obviously. So that's why. You know my job, I know my job. My job is not to explain how I can build up my team. I will get judged by that from you, and that's fine. But let me say like this: for today, it was not good enough what I did.
And do you have confidence in your own ability to turn it around?
Yeah. Absolutely.